Welcome back to Houston Life. Today marks the first day of National Magic Week. I love that it kicks off on a Friday. It's a week-long celebration and it leads up to Halloween on October 31st. Also, today is also known as Houdini Day or Magic Day.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that. To help us get into the spirit, we invited magician and comedian Paul Driscoll. He has dazzled audiences at corporate events, luxury cruise lines, more than 200 television appearances. I bet a lot of our viewers have seen you either on TV or around town. It's such an honor to have you in studio
It's great to be here. Great to be here.
Okay, so looking through some of your gigs, you've shared the spotlight with stars like Bob Hope,
right,
Gloria Estefan, Paul Anka, Kenny G. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Talk to us about, oh my gosh, Carol Channing even.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh, there's George Hamilton. Yes, there's.
Oh, just George Hamilton.
I look pale next to him. I was huge.
Hey, g'day.
Your fellow Australian.
Hugh Jackman.
And Mickey Gilly. Opened for Mickey Gilly. And there's from Star Trek, Lieutenant Uhura with Nichelle Nichols, the actress, Siegfried and Roy. Yes.
Oh
Your career has taken you really, I mean, all over the world, literally. The stars, I mean, you have so many stories. When you were 6 years old and you were first developing your interest in magic, could you ever have imagined the career that you've built?
No, I never could have imagined. It started out as a hobby. You know, I was 6 years old, and my uncle Bob was a magician. And later on, you'll see a trick that first trick I ever saw. He showed me, and that's how I got into magic. Yeah, I went door to door in my neighborhood. I call myself I dropped the 2 L's in my name. I call myself Driscoll the Great. Can you imagine a 6-year-old? Any 6-year-old calling them whatever they're doing, they're great.
Driscoll
I went door to door and performed on people's doorsteps. Yeah.
I like it.
Oh my God! Did you have any other names after that before you settled with you?
No, I eventually went back to Paul Driscoll.
Okay.
But Driscoll sounds like some kind of nasal decongestion or something.
It's
my
so
very
great.
first professional photo there.
That's Driscoll the Great.
And what is this photo we're seeing?
Oddly enough, I had during high school, I had a cable TV show for 3 years, weekly show. And my clown that you just saw, this is really Australian Day today. After high school, he went in the Navy, married a girl in Australia, and never came back to the United States. He's been there ever since. He's here in town this week.
You're kidding.
I'm going to see him for the first time since high school.
That will be an incredible.
This all ties together here. Hugh Jackman.
That's it. Well, it is Magic Week. It is Magic Week.
Well, and explain to us, back up, how did you end up with a TV show in high school? Viewers might want to know, a kid from Pasadena, Texas.
Yeah, oddly enough, it was Pasadena, Texas. That's where I grew up.
Yeah.
And we got the first cable TV station for some reason, even before Houston, in the whole state. So I heard about it. So I want to go down to the station. And I want to get a TV show. So I go down there. I got my press book of clippings here. You know, I'm like, 14 years old, whatever. Now, okay, kid, if you can find a sponsor, you got the show. So I found a sponsor, local fast food. I don't want to tell the name of initials for Dairy Queen, but they sponsored my show for 3 years. I did a weekly show, a new show every week for 3 years.
Paul, that is incredible.
That is so inspiring. Wait, how old were you at that time?
Started, I was like sophomore in high school, so it was like sophomore, junior, senior year of high school. Yeah.
That's so entrepreneurial.
And at that time, you must have known that this was becoming more than just a hobby. You realized, hey, I can make money doing something I love to do.
Yeah. I mean, to have a TV show, it's amazing. We didn't, have many viewers back then because it was very early days of cable. But years later, I would be having my teeth cleaned or something. There's this like 25-year-old dental hygienist. I was in your studio audience. I was a Girl Scout and I saw your show in the studio. Make you feel old. No.
No, not at all. Not at all. Just magic that away. Just magic.
Magic. It's magic.
Wow. It's just so cool. It's so inspiring. I mean, magic really blows my mind because it's a magic tricks, but it just looks so real. And you can't give any of the secrets away. And so I'm always wanting to say, how do you do those
Especially
tricks?
seeing it in person. One thing I hear after my shows all the time are, I've never really seen a magic show in person, and it's like whole different than seeing it on television.
It really is.
And do you perform it differently when you're performing it on television versus real life?
Yeah, well, of course, television, you have to consider the cameras and angles and things, it's a little more planning than just going out on stage. But there's some... I always wanted to watch this and figure it out. There it is. No.
But that's it. Do you have those people that are like, I know how you did that? Do they come up afterwards? Do you did it
sometimes they do, but they're usually so far off, it's funny. I just kind of say, yeah, that's one way of doing it, maybe. I don't want to tell them you're wrong, you know.
Oh,
But anyway,
yeah.
they have their crazy theories about, and oftentimes their theories are more complicated than what the actual secret is. It's actually simpler than what they think it is.
There's always that one person who is determined to figure out how it all works. It's magic, people. It just
magic.
is.
I like to just have the magic.
Paul, you were twice named top Texas magician. You've performed at the very prestigious Hollywood Magic Castle in LA, which you describe as sort of like the Grand Ole Opry for
a
for
country
magic.
western singer. They want to play the Opry. Magicians want to play the Magic Castle.
That's the pinnacle.
Yeah, I did it first time I was like 20 years old. So
That's incredible. Explain to us, we established off the top that National Magic Week, that's a thing that starts today, and then Halloween is considered Houdini Day?
because Houdini was the greatest. He was actually a better publicist than he was a magician. He was a great escape artist, but he was the first one to really promote himself. And today he'd be in public relations. He was a master of public relations. He died on Halloween. You know, what a perfect day for a magician to die. So that's why the last week of 7 days of October is National Magic Week, and Houdini Day, of course, is October 31st, Halloween.
Oh my, what a great, that is a good day. I think
He
for
always had
anyone
great
to-
timing, Houdini.
Coincidence? I think not.
Oh wow, I'm excited. When do we get to see the tricks?
I
mean,
think
am I
we're
jumping
about
the gun?
to.
I'm like, I'm gonna watch closely. I wanted to be a magician at one point, but we found out you wanted to be a magician.
So did Derek. Derek told us about, he almost set the house on fire doing it.
It was my childhood dream, but we do have to take a break.
I think you'd be quite good at it. Okay, fantastic. Well, we get to do the tricks. So stand by, because when we come back, magician Paul Driscoll, the Driscoll the Great. Paul
Driscoll the Great returns.
He returns. That's going to be magic. He's going to be performing some fantastic. Are you going to be good?
Better be fantastic
Okay.
after that.
All right. Okay, yeah. Drum roll. Welcome back to Houston Life. We are joined by the incredible, award-winning magician and comedian Paul Driscoll.
Okay, so if you're just joining us, we were learning before the break that, Paul, you've been studying magic since you were 6 years old.
Yeah, I
That's when
started
your
doing
passion
magic when I
began.
was 6 years old. Yeah.
Okay, you're also 6'9".
Yeah.
I love that I don't
Mel's
think
tall, yeah.
we've ever
We're both pretty
felt
tall.
short. Like both you and I
I could use an
tall,
assistant
Derek.
over here. Aaron.
But this is a
auditioning for
trick
that.
you have been performing since
Well, it's
childhood.
the first
is that
trick
right?
I ever saw. My Uncle Bob was a magician, and I'll get to in a second. That's how I kind of got started, because of Uncle Bob. But Houdini, Houdini was my idol. We talked about magic, Houdini Day. When I was a kid, I wanted to be, a famous magician like Houdini. One night I made a wish that I would one day be bigger than Houdini.
Oh, I got it.
I should have been more specific, you see. Houdini was only 5'4", for those of you who are keeping score.
Oh,
at
I
home.
thought you actually did want to be taller than. Oh, you mean like bigger?
Bigger.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're a full 1.5 feet taller than Houdini then?
Yeah, I'm a full half and a foot and a half taller than most people. But no, yeah, he was not very tall. He was very muscular and stocky, short there, yeah.
And for National Magic Week, how will you be celebrating? Does this just mean you're going to be busier?
Yeah, I've been doing more shows because of that. Yeah, because I kind of market that, to people that, hey, it's coming up, National Magic Week, and you should have a magician.
Well, we appreciate the fact that you stopped by Houston
Yeah.
Life today. What do you say we do the trick? Show us.
Yeah. On my 6th birthday, I told him my Uncle Bob was a magician. He said he had a surprise for me, and he did a trick with a paper bag and an empty Coke bottle. And this is back when Coke came in glass bottle. I know that's before your time, Mel. And Derek, you probably read about these glass bottles in the history books.
I
maybe.
remember the glass bottle.
Okay.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, Uncle Bob put the bottle inside the bag, and this is where the magic began for me when I was 6 years old. He waved his hand 3 times, snapped his fingers, and said, "Shorty?" See, it was shorter back then. "Shorty, the bottle has disappeared." I said, "Uncle Bob, that's amazing." He said, "No, Shorty, here's the amazing part. I make the bottle come back." And there it was, back inside the bag. Aren't you glad you tuned in today to see that one?
Wow.
Okay.
What?
Some of you may have missed it.
That is really something,
I think
Paul.
Derek and Mel missed it. So I'm going to do it one more time in case you missed it. I put the bottle in the bag there. Now, I'm having fun, but understand one thing. On that day when I was 6 years old, that bottle disappeared. And that's the reason I'm standing here before you on Houston Life for Magic Week. Thank you, Uncle Bob.
Wow.
Now, it doesn't take a psychic to figure out what you're thinking, so I'm just going to raise a glass. I'm just going to raise a glass to wish everybody a happy National
Okay, hold on.
No way! No way!
Okay, that is bravo, Paul Driscoll. Are you kidding me?
Okay, I thought I saw in the bag and I thought I knew what was going on and I was like, I've got this.
I think,
No way.
I think they're carrying the pumpkin spice thing a little too far with champagne. What do you
I can't believe
think?
you didn't share any of that with me.
It's so funny because everyone sees a magic trick differently. I mean,
Wow.
Paul, I thought maybe the Coke bottle suddenly would have Coca-Cola in it. I mean, wow. We clearly had no idea what was about to happen. That is incredible and
Thank
probably
you.
a common reaction from your audiences.
Yeah, hopefully their amazement or astonishment, or that always gets a good reaction, that trick. So.
Wow.
And you were doing that
Wow.
since you were a kid?
Yeah. I mean, well, I didn't do that exact trick, but that's
Not
the
with
first trick
champagne.
that Uncle Bob. No,
Not with the champagne.
I had Kool-Aid. I used Kool-Aid back then, but yeah, couldn't have any alcohol in. So.
That is really impressive. Hey, before we let you go, so I know you have traveled all over the world. You also perform for a lot of Fortune 500 companies, huge corporations that are based not only here in Houston, but around the country and the world.
Right. And the holidays are coming up. A lot of the companies have their holiday parties, employee parties. I do quite a few of those for corporate events and things. So.
Wow. Where's the wildest place you've flown to for an event?
Wildest place. Flew to Russia one time to join a cruise ship. That was probably the wildest.
Okay.
This is before the wall fell, so it was still the old Russia.
wow.
Yeah, that was
My
kind of
goodness.
crazy.
That would have been an experience for sure.
Magician.
I've never
Paul
been to
Driscoll.
Australia. I always wanted to go there. I've never been.
Yeah, I can't believe you've never been. You're
I
friends
always,
with
always
all
wanted to
these
get a cruise there, but I never got one there. So.
Okay, magic that.
Magic.
You've had
Magic
an
that.
incredible career, Magician Paul Driscoll. Thanks so much for stopping by Houston.
Oh,
Live.
thank you. Glad to be here. That was great.
Happy
gosh,
Magic
so
Week,
amazing.
and on Halloween, happy Houdini Day. With the holiday season approaching, Paul is available to perform at company holiday events. We will link to his website so you can connect with him. Just visit our website, HoustonLife.tv. Look for that scene on Houston Life section.